What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, supporting your girl on this channel. As usual, credit goes to the creators in those videos. So, guys, on today FAFO Chronicles.
Residents in the state of North Carolina are having their FAFO moment, brought to you by Donald Trump. As background, North Carolina voted for Donald Trump at the 2024 election. In the middle of Donald Trump's campaign, Hurricane Milton hit, and it impacted Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. During those hurricanes, Donald Trump was spreading misinformation about FEMA's response in North Carolina. Donald Trump's misinformation about the hurricanes in North Carolina got so bad that FEMA had to create a special section of its website for misinformation. They also had to pull some workers out of areas because they were getting threatened by MAGA. Fast forward to this week, and Donald Trump has denied North Carolina's request for additional aid and support through FEMA. After winning the state of North Carolina, his response is that additional aid is not warranted. FAF.
Largest tariffs in a century. They're larger than the Smoot-Hawley tariffs, which many people say directly contributed to the Great Depression. Does that worry you?
Of course, those concerns are in the back of my mind, but as we've already alluded to, we're optimists. We do a lot of praying. We have a lot of faith, and our faith is in God and not in administration.
In agriculture, there's about 85% of what happens on my farm that is completely out of my control.
Yeah.
So I have to do the very best I can at managing that 15% of inputs and costs and labor and marketing and signing the best contract and doing the best job that I can, and leave the other 85% up to the good Lord. And that's all we can do. Whether it's weather or disease or a hailstorm or a pandemic or administration. And we just weather the storm.
I mean, in North Carolina, every year we prepare for a major hurricane.
Right.
Every 3 or 4 years, something drastic is going to happen.
Yeah.
So we're used and we're accustomed to that. Now it's just that much more challenging that we've got to get through it and know how to weather this economic storm.
This is the thing I think that confounds people. You're talking about acts of God, acts of nature, hurricanes, rainstorms. This isn't that. This is a person in the White House making decisions. Does that frustrate you at all?
In the world now, we need certainty and we need consistency. And we, like Brandon said earlier, we've got to have trade. All of our markets are depressed right now. And the only way to really succumb to that is we've got to be sending stuff on boats going across the seas.
Yeah.
But I think that's also where part of not just the president comes into play, but I think that's where also a lot of the cabinets of staff and all the people that he has, and also all your other department agencies come into play and making sure we have those relationships.
Do you think the president has that?
I mean, I think he knows he's got people in place, and I'm hoping that that's what he can rely on.
I would rather face this trade war.
Sorry for the cutout, but do you want to know what that last guy said? He said he will rather deal with the tariffs than a Category 5 storm. It's like you can't reason with these people. They know what's coming. It's gonna affect them really bad. Their farms and businesses are gonna go out of waste. And the only solution that they have is that God has their back. Well, yes, God does have our back. But there's a difference of having God have our backs than a crazy person running the government. Until it affects them, that's when they will get it. Like I said, I don't even know what else to say. This is the type of mindset that they have. They're so obsessed with this administration that it's so hard for them to take accountability for the way that they voted and the way the current government is running things. As I repeat, until it affects them, they will get it.
I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China.
Sounds like he's finding out.
I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months.
So it looks like another Trump supporter is fucked around, and they have found out the tariffs on China could close their business. It's always I didn't think it would go like this. I didn't think it would be me from these people. You see, they were fine with shitty things happening to other people. They just didn't think it would happen to them. Now, I hate to break it to you, but you're not part of the club that you think you are. If you are not an extremely wealthy, white, Christian, male, and you have to be all four of those things, you're not really part of the Republican Party. You're not actually part of the people they care about. And you have to be all of those things. If you take any one of those out, the Republican Party does not give a fuck about you. And I guess this guy was at least missing the extremely wealthy part.
Prices have gotten so high that Americans are dying potatoes for Easter. This, according to the German press Deutsche Welle. Donald Trump tried to claim today that egg prices have dropped. Oh my God, they're so great now. No, they're not. They're 54% higher than they were when he was elected president. Egg prices did drop 4% this month. That's great. We're still up 54%, Donald, so you can kind of work on that. Trump also lied today and claimed that gas prices were down to like $1.80 a gallon. And everybody went, $1.80 a gallon? Gas prices are at like $3.60 a gallon nationwide. But, you know, he says stuff. But on the egg thing, it's kind of interesting because egg prices are going down a small little bit. They're still very high because of all the problems. But it's going to be another problem because eggs getting imported at like half price, we're helping to bring the price down a little bit. But guess what just happened to those egg imports? They just got hit with a tariff. Yes, Donald Trump hit everything coming into the U.S. with a 10% tariff, other than stuff coming from Russia. And he's got bigger tariffs coming in a few months. Remember how he had the huge tariffs and then postponed them for 90 days? So it's affected the egg price too. So yeah, really nice, Donald. Thanks for helping us out on the eggs.
Question for MAGA, and actually not just MAGA. I have a question for normal Trump supporters. Never mind, normal Trump supporters is an oxymoron, so let's take that back. I have a question for MAGA. You all like claim to be Christians, okay? And you call him daddy and you treat him like he is your God. I've even seen some people calling him king. Since you guys claim to be Christians, what does the Bible say about worshiping false idols? Quickly, because you say you're a Christian, you should be able to quote the Bible. What does the Bible say about that?
All right, you guys remember the My Pillow guy, the die-hard Trump supporter, MAGA all the way? He's crying and he's broke. If that guy can go broke and Trump doesn't care about you, he doesn't care about you, MAGA. He doesn't care about you, Trump supporters. He don't give a shit about you. So why don't you be just like the My Pillow guy, go broke, be crying, be in trouble with the judge. Your whole family hates you, and your life still is not going to be better. In fact, you're still going to be broke, and you're still going to have no retirement income, and you're still going to be an awful human being. The only difference, MAGA, is that everybody is going to remember you, and you've been splashed all over social media. Trump is almost 80 years old. So the statistics that he lives every day gets less and less. And he don't care about you. He's not coming to save you. He doesn't care about anybody because Trump is a narcissist. And you are just as dumb as a box of rocks for supporting a narcissist billionaire who doesn't care about you, who's made a business go broke 4 times, has done everything against the Constitution, everything against the law. And by the way, he will be brought to justice for that because the law is the law. And just like after the last election, he'll be brought to court and he'll be sued civilly and criminally. And you know what? You're still going to be broke and you're still going to be poor.
Get this straight. The Biden administration in those 4 years hired 87,000 IRS agents to go after American citizens. Are you serious about that? Especially when over 150,000 federal workers, including 5,000 IRS employees, owe $1.5 billion in back taxes. So they're going to work for the government and go after American citizens, make our lives miserable, and they have the power to not go after themselves? So chime in and let me know, what do you think we should do to them? Should we lock them up? Or should we all demand that they pay everything back immediately plus interest? It goes back to the whole idea of do what I say and not what I do, especially in government employees. So once again, I ask you, what should we do to these people that were working for the government, going after American citizens, but not doing anything about themselves or their coworkers?
So many Republican voters just complacent with what is happening. I saw this video, I think it was CNN, MSNBC. I'll post it up later. It was an interview with a group of these farmers, and their whole thing was, well, we voted for Trump, but, you know, whatever God wants to happen is going to happen. What? Excuse me? They were saying and detailing how they only control 15% of their input. So 15% of what it costs for them to be operational is within their control, and they say 85% is out of their control. But yeah, still a lot of it is out of their control, but they're talking about things like hurricanes happen, natural disasters, and then they said tariffs. That isn't acts of God. Like, that 85% you had some control over through votes. And it seems that, like, most of middle America, this Bible Belt middle America, has just been brainwashed. The notion that you have to vote Republican, that's it. There's no other real option for you to vote. And then whatever happens, happens. It's in God's hands. That's not democracy. That's fucking delusion. They vote out of obligation, and then everything that happens from the vote, well, that's within God's hands. What?
We are in phase 2 of what was happening when everybody went over to Red Note and learned that all the lies that America told us about China and other countries were just that. They were lies. And now people get to understand that the lies about Chinese quality or lack of quality is just yet another lie. And this is very fun for me, looking at these videos of China reading the USA to filth by sharing all of the secrets about these luxury companies using Chinese manufacturers and placing the logo in Europe so that you can think there's more quality because it's made somewhere else when it's not made somewhere else. It's made in China. But like, this is the awakening that the world needs right now. It doesn't need to be spiritual. It needs to be you understanding the lies that your own government has been telling you for decades and you've been believing, so that you put all your power and faith in your country when they don't give two shits a damn or a fuck about